It is time for week 12 of the 2019 NFL season. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Here to give you guys my preview for week 12 games. Go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, folks, when you guys go ahead and support the channel. Really do appreciate that. And while you're at it, folks, follow me on my social media links down below. And on the screen for my Twitter, my Instagram, guys, you guys can reach out to me, ask questions. Whatever it is, I'm here for you guys. So with that being said, we're going to go through each game for week 12, give you guys a quick summary and my final prediction. I'll go against the spread and go from there. But also, I will talk about how I've been doing so far this season, give you guys my record, because I have been tracking this since week 1 of the 2019 NFL season. So without further ado, let's get started. So, how did I do last week? Well, I'm glad you asked. I went 10-4, so pretty happy about that, bringing my overall record on the season to 97-61-1. Okay, so that's 97 wins. So correct prediction, 61 incorrect, and 1 tie. Okay, so feeling pretty good. There was a little lull in the middle of the season, but I feel like I've been getting hotter as we have come closer to the finish line now. So let's go ahead and stay hot as we approach the finish line for this NFL season. So let's start with the Thursday night game. We've got the Colts at the Texans. Boy, is this a huge game for the division. Both teams are tied at 6-4. The Texans are favored in this one by 3.5. And honestly, folks, I like the Colts more in this game, even though they're on the road, just because of the fact that they've owned Deshaun Watson in Deshaun Watson's short career so far facing them. I mean, they always have had his number, but I did pick Houston to win this division. So if they lose this one, I mean, that's a pivotal game. So it's hard for me to lean, away from Houston. But just taking a look at, real quick, the game itself, we're talking about T.Y. Hilton. Is he going to play or not? We don't know yet. And then for the Houston side of things, Will Fuller, will he play or not? We don't know yet. Houston's defense has been pretty porous. We saw they got absolutely smacked by the Ravens last week. But again, the Colts aren't the Ravens, but they're still a very good team. Here's where I'm at. I do think the Texans will win this game because I can't see myself not picking Deshaun Watson at home, against a division team where everything's on the line. So I'll go ahead and do so, but I do believe the Colts will cover. This is literally, to me, like a 1-point game. I mean, if this game ends up being like 24-23, I wouldn't be shocked at all. So I'm going to go with the Texans, but I'll take the Colts to cover that 3.5-point spread. Let's move on to the Bucs at the Falcons, and this was one of the games I got wrong last week. I did not see the Falcons doing that to the Panthers. This team has just changed completely after the bye week. Their defense, something happened to this Falcons defense to where now they're just elite now. All of a sudden, this Falcons defense is unstoppable, and if that continues this week, I mean, Jameis Winston is going to be on his back a lot, and he's going to be throwing a lot of picks. So they're at home. They're favored by 4.5. I'll take the Falcons to continue this onslaught that they're on. Tampa Bay is a pass funnel, so Matt Ryan should have his way with this team. But like I mentioned, it's more so about the defense. An Atlanta defense right now that's caught fire against a turnover-prone quarterback like Jameis Winston. Yeah, give me the Falcons in this one to win this game and cover that 4.5-point spread. Let's move on to the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Now, this was another one of those games last week where I almost got wrong, but the Vikings finally got their head out of their you-know-what and won that game because the Broncos were up 20-0. Okay, I don't know about this Broncos team. They're weird to me. Brandon Allen at quarterback, I don't know what to make of him. But they almost upset the Vikings last week, okay? They're on the road. They're playing the Bills. I mean, I want to pick Buffalo in a rout here, but I got to give some respect to the Denver Broncos here because, like I said, they impressed me last week against Minnesota. So I do think this will be a fairly close game. But Buffalo, to me, is still the better team with the better quarterback, with the better defense. So I'll take the Bills to win this one. The spread is a -4 in favor of Buffalo. I'm going to have to give Denver a little bit of respect and say they covered that spread just because of what they showed me last week, okay? Let's move on to the Giants at the Bears. Now, again, as always, I made another video, a separate one, just detailing my full thoughts on this game. Spread is 6.5 in favor of the Bears. Now, the Bears have been awful this year. They've been a complete disappointment. They should beat the Giants, but no way do I have enough confidence to think that they'll cover that 6.5 point spread. So I'll take the Giants to cover, but the Bears to win this game. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers are favored by 6.5 in this one, but they are expected to be very shorthanded. I'm talking no James Conner, no Juju Smith-Schuster, possibly no Deontay Johnson. So you're down to guys like Jalen Samuels, James Washington. Again, against any team, that'd be a huge issue, but we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you winless Cincinnati Bengals? Even on the road, Pittsburgh should be able to win this game. Though I will say this, I have very little to no respect for Mason Rudolph. And because Steelers are missing so many weapons, I do think the Bengals can cover. I don't think it's crazy, okay? If the Steelers were fully healthy, I wouldn't say this, but they're not. So I'm going to say the Bengals cover the 6.5, but the Steelers win. Let's move on to the Dolphins at the Browns. This is the game. This is the game the Browns finally break out. Now, we've seen them rack up wins, but we haven't had that breakout game where everything's clicking. I'm talking Baker, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, OBJ, 100 yards and a touchdown, Jarvis, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Everything's going to open up this game. I'm telling you right now, the Browns are going to their offense is going to absolutely light up the Dolphins, okay? They're at home. It's the perfect storm. They're coming off a win. They should be feeling pretty good about themselves. This is the breakout game. The spread is 10.5. And yes, I will take the 10.5 with the Browns. I just believe they'll dominate in this one. Though the Dolphins will be able to put up points, but it might be in garbage time. Let's move on to the Panthers at the Saints. A division game. The Saints are favored by 9.5. Now, again, these division games are very tricky. Kyle Allen, awful last week. 4 interceptions. Couple in the red zone. What are you doing, Kyle Allen? Do you want the starting job or not? I'm not picking against the Saints at home. I know the Falcons beat them. I know division games are very tricky. I can see the Panthers covering just because they've got, the non-QB MVP of the year in Christian McCaffrey, who, if he doesn't win MVP, should win Offensive Player of the Year. He's been that damn good. They can cover just because of him, but I'm not picking the Saints to lose this game at home with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and company. I just can't do it. So I'll pick the Saints to win, but I'll take the Panthers to cover because 9.5 is a lot. And again, these division games are tricky, okay? Let's move on to the Oakland Raiders at the New York Jets. One of the biggest surprises of the year is the Raiders are 6-4, and they're in contention for a playoff spot. Now, the Jets, what did I tell you, folks? This is a team with talent. They just were faced up against bad matchups. I believe the Jets have a chance to upset the Raiders in this one. I wanted to pick them. The only reason I won't is because the Raiders know how crucial it is for them to keep racking up wins to compete for a playoff spot in the AFC. So I'm going to pick the Raiders to win this one. They're favored by 3 on the road, but I will take the Jets to cover. I'm talking this is literally going to be a 1 or 2 point game. I mean, it's going to be that damn close. The Jets offense can put up points, folks. Sam Darnold, he's not bad, okay? Le'Veon Bell, Jamison Crowder, Robbie Anderson, yeah, they're all coming around, and the Raiders defense is going to, have some points put on them. So let me go with the Raiders to win this one just because of how important it is for them, but I'll take the Jets to cover. Let's move on to the Detroit Lions at the Washington Redskins. Spread is 3.5 in favor of Detroit. Just shows you how bad the Redskins are. But I'm picking an upset here. No Matt Stafford again this week. I believe Jeff Driscoll will start, and he's been okay in Matt Stafford's relief. But Washington at home, playing a quarterback like Jeff Driscoll, I believe they get a dub here. I really do think so. This Detroit defense isn't very good. You can certainly run on them, so I expect to see a lot of Darius Guice. I think Dwayne Haskins finally has a good game in this one. Terry McLaurin might have a fantastic game. I just feel like all of the ingredients are here for a Redskins win against a pretty bad Detroit team, which looks like it's going to throw in the towel with their starting quarterback hurt, and who knows when he's going to be back. Let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are at home and favored by 1.5, which I don't know why. Folks, this Eagles team is broken. Something's wrong with them. They're disappointing at 5-5. Hopefully they turn it around, but the Seattle Seahawks, they're just a better team. They're coming off a victory against the undefeated 49 or previously undefeated 49ers team. They're off a bye week, so you got 2 weeks to prepare. they should be able to win this game, even on the road. Russell Wilson is the MVP in my opinion. So to me, you're getting a better team coming off a bye with a better quarterback. I will take the Seattle Seahawks to win this game outright. Let's move on to the Jaguars at the Titans. This is a game I have no good feeling about this one. Titans are at home favored by 3, but that's a standard 3-point favorite that Vegas gives any home favorite in this one. Derrick Henry should have a good game against this Jacksonville run defense, which isn't very good. But again, Nick Foles looked okay in his return, but then he got completely shut down later in that game, and then the Colts ran away with it. Ryan Tannehill started out hot. He's been kind of down. So I don't know here. I don't have a good feeling. So I'll just take the home team in the Titans at this point. Really, I don't have a good feeling in this one. So let's move on to, and in terms of covering, let's say they cover at 3. In terms of the Cowboys at the Cowboys at the Patriots, the next game, 6.5 in favor of New England. The Patriots should be able to win this game. They're the better team. They're at home in Foxborough against the Cowboys team that, again, I'm telling you, where is the key victory here? They just keep beating up on bad teams. Again, last week they beat Detroit. Whoop-de-doo. I need to see them beat quality teams before I buy into the Cowboys. The Patriots, I'm not going against them. Their defense is elite. They should be able to absolutely slow down Dak Prescott and company, who have been playing well, no doubt about it. But again, let's see who they face. So Patriots should win this one. They're favored by 6.5. Maybe I do think Dallas covers just because their offense is good, but the Patriots win this game. Let's move on to the Sunday night game, and it's a good one. Green Bay at San Fran. 49ers favored by 3 in this one, but they're at home. That's a standard favorite that Vegas gives any home favorite, or any home team, Vegas pretty much sees this as a toss-up is what I'm trying to say. And I'm the guy that brought you the upset. 49ers get upset over the Seahawks by the Seahawks. And I'm calling it again. The Packers beat this 49ers team. Their defense has gotten a little exposed. They're starting to get a little banged up. They're starting to show a little chink in their armor. I'm telling you, this 49ers team is good, but they're not that good. Packers come here on the road. I believe they beat them. We saw what Kyler Murray is able to do with that defense. You don't think Aaron Rodgers can do that? I think he can. Close game, but I'll take the Packers to win outright. And finally, Monday Night Football, Ravens at the Rams. Lamar Jackson, man. If it wasn't for Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson would be my MVP. He's been on fire. This Rams defense has been okay, nothing great. But their offense, Jared Goff, what happened to you, bro? 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. At this point, they're just hiding him behind, Todd Gurley. And Todd Gurley hasn't been that great. So we don't know if Brandon Cooks is going to play. Cooper Kupp should play. Robert Woods, we don't know yet. Actually, I do believe Brandon Cooks might play. But they should have their full arsenal. They're at home. This should be a close game, but I'm going to take the Ravens. They've just been a juggernaut, folks. This is the same team that beat the Patriots. I'm not picking them, to lose to the Rams, though it could happen. It could happen. I'm not saying it wouldn't. There's no chance. But they're 3-point favorites on the road. I do believe they will cover that, and I'll take the Ravens to win this one. So there you have, folks, my picks and predictions for Week 12 of the 2019 NFL season. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.